What's up, everybody? Welcome to the new year. If for those who don't know, this is Bonfire Debates. I'm your host, Anthony Cusack. This is my lovely wife, Sian Cusack. Above us is the Lagoon Creature from down the road, Bar and Stadium, and our resident Seth Rogen. Wait, Paddy. And Wade's on a different level. He's completely frozen. He's got his light. All right, so
I think I should.
It comes in section.
This shuts everything down as soon as it's on. It's a bad EMP. Check. That's the Scott's job for it.
All right, so Wade, you've been saying you've been having some cyber augmentations this last few weeks.
Okay.
Whoa! We haven't plunged into darkness. Hold on.
I
don't know what happened. Give us a second.
1 hour later.
It needs a kind of soft reset here. So I'm just going to hit Control-Alt-Delete quickly. Just, all right.
No, go to hell.
Control-Z.
every time I look up, I see something.
All right.
So,
welcome back, everyone. We've had some technical difficulty. Amazingly, our lights going out had nothing to do with ESCOM. Can you believe it? 2021 is truly the year of miracles. But we were gonna talk about CyberPunk 2077. Wait, guess that. Yes, woo!
I just want to point out that this video is not sponsored, but if you'd like to sponsor us, we won't mind.
Yes, definitely. We are open to all and every negotiation, just like the lady that stands on the street corner outside of our house.
Dude, really?
Literally I will work for Doritos.
Yes, pay us in pizza.
Lelos, if you're listening, sponsor us.
Fuck yeah.
So, Wade, you're pretty much the only one in this group that's actually gotten to play the game.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately. And
I just want to point out for the record, it is on a base PS4.
Sorry?
And I'm playing on a base PS4 Slim.
Yeah,
just so I can, if for everyone watching this is as low as the bar can get.
Yes.
So this is an opinion on this is oh no, like a little rung, hop over and you still trip. That's how low this bar is.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to also say is the reviews and everyone is super caught up on the bugs and the and all the game crashes and the really poor graphic scaling of the game, especially on your console and the Xbox One, the base Xbox One S.
Yeah.
But you're saying at its core, it's still really enjoyable and you're having quite a lot of fun.
I am. I'm having a lot of fun. It's I don't finish games. Yeah, there's probably the only game I've probably finished in a long time was Ghost of Tsushima, because that was the first time I played a very, very beautiful, visually beautiful game with good story.
Yeah. And
in case no one's ever played it, there's a very sad part. But yeah.
How long was the whole story?
Ghost of Tsushima.
The whole story. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is the whole story is not that long. You can rush it. I think it's probably do the whole thing in 20 hours, 22 hours or so. But my first playthrough, I played the game for 67 hours.
Oh wow!
Most of the time, because I fuck around a lot. I don't like finishing games, so I literally look for things to do and make up my own little mini game inside. I was playing Hunt the Mongols. That was my favorite little mini game, hunting down the Mongols, and it's so much easier once you've opened up the map because now you've got Ronin trying to kill you as well. So now it becomes I'm just going to hunt these people down and viciously slay them. So that was fun. And yeah, the story was good. It was visually good, but I just like to kill a lot of people. So I went with the same mindset into this game as I did with CyberPunk. I've only done the first 2 missions of the game, like the entry mission and then one of the missions from Act 2. The rest of the whole game has just been just side quests. And I have more fun doing side quests than the actual missions themselves. Because it's the same thing, running around, like, shit happens, you go and deal with it, you can do little odd jobs. I'm a little scavenger. There's like, it's so open and things like that that you can literally do whatever you want to do, obviously within game's limitations. But if you just want to run around and beat people to death,
Go for it.
like you can do that. Just run around, like augment yourself, like be whatever you want to be, because we all know you want to be a violent little fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what this game lets you do. As for the bugs, there's a lot of like visual things. Like the game isn't as clear as what we saw on the gameplay. Obviously, it'll be better on a PS5, but definitely better on PC. But when you turn off all the visual extras, and it's like my game hasn't crashed. It's made me crash like 3 times. And like in fairness, I was doing things that I understood would have crashed the game, because there was a lot of things dropping down from a roof, like pulling out ninja blades and going full sword stance like a heroin addicted Scyther. And it was all of that going on at once, just that crashed it. And there was a few visual things in the first before they did all the updates, like before 1.0.4, it was a little bit glitchy, but since the latest one, the 0.6, I haven't had any issues, like no crashing whatsoever. I didn't even get a penis glitch, so I'm a little upset and feel left out. But yeah, it's like everyone else got it, but not me. Sadness.
Yeah.
And but now when listen to people bitching about the games, like, oh no, like it's got so many glitches, like the visuals are not good. It's like, you aren't a game journalist. You don't need to review everything you do. Get the game, put it in, fucking enjoy it, because that's the point. Because what you're doing now is forcing yourself to go to English literature class every time you play a game and repeat the same shit over and over and over until you just want to stab your eyes out with your own baby toes. Stop analyzing games. Enjoy games. Because in my head, the worst thing to ever happen to gaming was fucking gamers. Gamers have spoiled games.
Yeah, no, I
Fuck
agree,
all
man.
of you. Enjoy the game.
Yeah, no.
Just
like
The other thing I'm thinking about now is that everybody's complaining about the glitches and the break, but nobody complained when Skyrim was glitches. Fuck, I remember the first few times I played
when
Skyrim.
The Witcher 3 came out. Oh,
The walls, oh.
I actually see this as an improvement from The Witcher 3, because when The Witcher 3 came out, they only had like 22, like on launch, they had 22,000 players or something like that.
yeah.
And then they lost 72% of their gamers. Okay, and then the updates came and it started doing better. So I wouldn't call this doing a No Man's Sky. I would call it like doing a Witcher 3, because they did it first. Fuck you, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, so just to go off of Byron's point with Skyrim, I think the main difference why people, I agree with you that people shouldn't complain. If Bethesda get a pass, why should CD Projekt Red not get a pass? Especially because Bethesda are a much bigger development house than CD Projekt Red is. But why people are upset is Bethesda have this history of releasing games in that state, where CD Projekt Red don't have that history. Their history of game releases are usually pretty polished. Like you were saying, The Witcher 3 was quite glitchy when it first came out as well. Not to the extent of CyberPunk, but yeah, it was glitchy.
My favorite part of the game was like how randomly Roach would pop out of nowhere halfway inside a tree.
Bro, and they never fixed that shit.
And then,
go launch
that was
Witcher 3.
It was like a feature.
If you were like me and you bought Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition for cheap as fuck on Steam or whatever, Roach still fucks out. Like you can be in the middle of an open field and call Roach and he just like fucking instant transmissions, and not like right by you, like in the middle of a bush, half a kilometer down the road, and you're like, why? Why is this fucking horse here?
Just standing walking in one space.
I'm like, this is stupid. But
no, I like to think this is just true to CD Projekt Red's form. They give you something to meme about because they care about the meme.
I remember the meme where Roach is on the roof and then we're just standing there.
Yes.
Damn it, Roach.
Yeah.
Aren't there like whole YouTube channels
Like,
like
this isn't where I
dedicated
parked
to
my
all
horse.
that?
Yes, to Roach's broken AI. Yeah, there's entire channels dedicated to it. Oh no.
And yet people.
Him, the good boy.
But like, you know, to your point earlier about gamers ruin games, it's true. Because like, even if you take it back to the Pokemon Sword and Shield release, people lost their shit because, oh, the National Dex is not part of the game. All right, that's fair enough. But you're getting 400 pretty much brand new Pokemon. And now you want them
Yeah,
to
a lot of them were the
code
same
in.
Pokemon.
No, like there are some variants. What are they called? Regional variants, but not many. Most, I'd say, at least 60% of the Galar Dex is brand new Galar-based Pokemon, and even the regional variants, like the Meowth variants, they might as well be brand new Pokemon. Sure, it's called Meowth, but he's a Steel type Pokemon. He looks completely different. The only thing that I think he shares with the base Kanto Meowth is the stat spread, the base stat spread, and that's it.
Yeah.
His evolution is different.
And if you didn't have the new ones and you only kept the old ones, and they'd still bitch and moan.
Yeah, exactly. Because then people are like, oh, they're just putting the same Pokemon over and over in the same games. Don't get me wrong, Sword and Shield has its problems. Like, you'll be running through the wild area, and then out of nowhere, this massive Pokemon just pops into existence, which is annoying because it starts wild encounters way before you want to. But like, I still enjoy those games. Like, I'm going through my third playthrough, and my second playthrough had, you can honestly, I had like 175 hours into it. And that's just like playing the base game and the DLCs as they came out.
Is there another Meow?
Yes.
Third one.
No. So they changed
there's only two
Meowth. There's
Meowth.
a normal like Meowth that we all know and love from the anime and the original games. So they changed him. He's got like this weird metal beard like looking shape to him now. And then instead of evolving into a Persian, it evolves into a thing called Berserker, which is like a Viking. Yeah.
I haven't seen Berserker.
Yeah, and they did the Alolan variants, but that's more closer to the Kanto variants. Except the Persian has a weird swirling head for some reason. So don't get.
Persian.
But I'm like, they did a lot right with those games. But people were like, every now and then I'll go onto YouTube to like watch some Pokemon lore or like unknown Pokemon facts or whatever. And then there's people like bashing Sword and Shield as the worst Pokemon games ever. And I'm like, they really aren't. They're probably some of the best Pokemon games ever. Yeah, they have their problems, but the battle system is way better. The graphics look amazing in comparison to all the Pokemon games. I mean, everyone was expecting Breath of the Wild, but that's your fault. We all know Game Freak are fucking lazy developers.
Yeah, true. But I like that kind of consistency in a game. Like I like the Pokemon game, like basically at its core, like the Pokemon game we all played first. Fundamentally, is the same as the Pokemon game we all the Pokemon game we will play last. So it's it's FIFA. Game Freak has basically gone full FIFA on a game, and they keep giving us the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing that just keeps getting better and better and better. They've got they've done what FIFA should have done, which is improve the game.
But in some ways, they haven't improved the game. Like, the one thing
It's the
I
same
can give
thing with
FIFA
shiny
is
pictures now.
if FIFA brings something into a game, like when they brought in skill moves for your footballer. So if you're controlling your footballer, you can do like tricks on the pitch, like drag the ball to the side or the spin trick, or like you can even like flip the ball over your head and stuff, or like juggle the ball. And once they brought that into the game, it stayed in the game forever. Where Game Freak will do something like bring Mega Evolution into a game, everybody fucking love it, and then 2 games later they're like, no, we've got a new thing now. It's not as good as Mega Evolution, but that's what you get.
Gigantic.
Which is, you know what, at least they're trying new things and they're innovating in that sense. But what upsets me is when people point out, like, the attack animations suck. Like, when Blastoise uses a water-type attack, the water doesn't come out of his cannons. It comes a foot and a half away from his mouth like every other Pokemon. And they're like, yeah, but it's a lot of hard work doing those individual animations. I'm like, you guys are the highest revenue franchise in the world. You're telling me you cannot afford more coders to code this stuff properly? That's bullshit. That's a bullshit excuse.
That is just a lazy development.
Yes, exactly. That's all it is. And that is upsetting. But I can understand when they make decisions like, we're not going to include all 800 and whatever Pokemon there exist now, because we want this game to come out on time and in a finished playable state, which is fine. I get that. You can bring them in DLC later, like they have been doing. Like, a lot of old Pokemon have come back through the DLCs. So your Pokedex is now like almost 700 Pokemon. You still don't have fucking Greninja in the game, but who cares about that? Not me.
Apparently you do.
Do you think there's a GoFundMe for someone to at least try and make an online MMORPG Pokemon game?
There has been, and Nintendo has taken them all down.
Why? Why can't they just give us what we want? That is what the people really want. Okay, just give us Pokemon Go. Okay, but let us not have to go anywhere.
Yes.
For capturing Pokemon. Okay, that's all I really want. I just want Pokemon Go in my fucking console or in my phone. I don't care. They can do
instead of you like walking around your actual streets, they should have it like a wider open world with like maybe teleport pads or whatever, and then you can go through from Kanto to Johto to Unova all the way through to Galar, and then you can experience those worlds, not the full-on worlds, because that's what the main series games would be, but you could at least do like world championship battles against those gym leaders or whatever, and also keep your team.
They can even make some money, like just like add a fucking game pass that lets us travel to the different regions as well. It's like, you can still take my money, Game Freak. I will pay for that. Okay, it's the only travel we'll probably get in our lifetimes at this point. That's all I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like,
we're not allowed to walk anywhere to play Pokemon Go, anyways.
Like, to me,
exactly.
I did not grow up with the Pokemon games because my parents couldn't like afford the Game Boy and stuff to buy them and all that stuff. So I mostly grew up with the anime.
As soon as I got a computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we emulated the shit out of that.
I mostly grew up with Pokemon watching the anime, and what you learn in the anime, and even through the games, they like teach you, it's all about your bond with these special creatures. Like, you pick your starter, and that's your partner Pokemon. It's not just like your pet or whatever. It's your partner. It's going through the shit with you, and then you build this team of 6 powerful fucking Pokemon. And the next game comes out, and you're like, oh no, this is a new universe. You got to start from scratch. Like, no. What about my bond that I built with the other 6 creatures? Like, why can't I bring that over to the next game? Like, I understand in the 90s that would have been fucking insane to try and develop a game like that. But now, 100% you could do it now. Especially with like Pokemon Home, which is still not out in South Africa, but I mean, obviously there's ways to get it. But you can put your Pokemon on your phone. All Pokemon you've ever caught throughout well, all the virtual console games on the 3DS and all the 3DS games, put them into Pokebank, and then bring all of those Pokemon into Pokemon Home, and then pretty much have them with you as far into the future as you want into any new game. So why can't they be your Pokemon in the next game? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like another thing I'm upset about is like certain region-based games, like Pokemon Masters, like on mobile.
Yeah, still not out here for whatever fucking reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, I really want that game.
And you can't even install the APK. If you try and download the APK, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it straight up tells you it doesn't work in your region.
Especially on my phone as well. It's like if my phone crashes, it reboots for 30 minutes solid.
Fuck.
I had to remove a certain emulator off my phone, and I'm bummed because I was busy playing Black and White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, man. But yeah, let's stop bagging on Game Freak. They make decent games. Although they didn't make Pokemon Masters. Thank God.
No, a genius made Pokemon Masters.
I can't remember DNA is the developer's name. DNA.
Yeah. There was also a Pokemon trading card game as well. That's also not available here.
On your phone?
It's not available here regionally. But I remember a few years ago there was a proper Pokemon trading card game that you could only play on an iPad.
That's dope. But that's gained in popularity like crazy recently. The trading card game.
Yeah.
People go out and buy entire booster boxes of cards and then they open them online. And then some people pull out fucking $25,000 worth Pokemon cards. It's insane.
I would to be honest, I would rather play Yu-Gi-Oh. I had such a sad experience with the Yu-Gi-Oh game last month. My game wasn't allowing me to go online, so I thought, okay, shit, probably just needs to be reinstalled. So I uninstalled it, went to try and download it, and the reason it wasn't going online is because they stopped support for it and had removed it from the Android Play Store. So I cannot get that game back. I played that game for 5 years. I had an amazing deck. It was ultimate. I had the Exodia cards. I had the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I had everything. I had upwards of 6,000 cards.
Fuck. But can't you just find the APK online somewhere?
No, because I won't be able to access my accounts. I would have to start again from scratch.
Oh, so it's the accounts are region locked.
Yeah, everything is locked. The whole server was shut down. Basically, after it unable to be downloaded, I went on. Then I googled it, like the dumbass I am. I googled it and it came up with this you can still play the game if it's on your phone, but you'll lose online support and online saving and anything like that.
That sucks.
It really sucks. That was 5 years of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh game ever, Yu-Gi-Oh Generation. Because you battled everyone from the first season all the way to the latest season. And they were going to do a new one for the new season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it just...
Hold on, Yu-Gi-Oh is still going?
No, it's still going, but that game isn't going. There's that Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links game, which is bullshit. Because that's speed battle. The one I had was proper 5 top, 5 bottom. You did XYZ summon, you did synchro summon, you can do chain summon. It was every time they made a new rule, it was added to it. So at any point, if your deck had these specific features, you can actually play that style. But you didn't have to play it depending on the people you were battling. If I preferred playing in the traditional attack mode, battle traps and things without special summons, I can against someone that is using the new rules, which is pendulum summon, which is a different way to summon everything. It's just bullshit. I can't understand it, which is why I don't like it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just can't do it. So if I
that doesn't make sense.
but it was pretty cool. Like you can play your style, and it had an online aspect to it that you can play other people playing the game in basic real time in a Yu-Gi-Oh battle based on your style with your specific deck. If you built one, or them and their specific deck, or they use a meta deck, which is pre-made things that you buy because you're rich, because you have it. And the game was just amazing. Like it was my go-to. It was the one thing I had on my phone, and I don't know how we got to this topic, but yeah, I'm gonna get some chips.
I was looking to see if I have a lighter so that we can have a moment of silence for the Yu-Gi-Oh game. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, moment of silence. So for those of you that weren't aware, thanks for sticking around for an hour not knowing what you're watching. That's pretty awesome of you. This was Bonfire Debates. I'm your host, Anthony Cusack, and we do this podcast every Friday. If you want it a week early, go to our Patreon. For the price of a 2-liter Coke a month, you can get our shit 1 week early. For a little bit more, you can get your name on the episodes and we'll give you personalized shout-outs. We are planning on releasing short-form videos every Wednesday with just me and maybe 1 or 2 other people where we talk about one specific topic. Also, please, guys, leave a like on the video. Let's see if we can hit 10 likes on this video. I think we can hit 10 likes on this video. And subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week. Bye!